What is up, everybody? We're back in here once again. Time for another episode of the weekly win streak. It's your boy TP3 Bet, and as always, I am joined by none other than the man himself. What up, bro? How we doing today, my boy?
We are fresh. We are fresh. A new win streak starts today. We lost the 8-game win streak yesterday, and honestly, it was all my fault. I was trying to do the math in my head as I'm looking through the games, like when I'm gonna get paid out. I'm like, fuck. I'm like 0.3 units short. I gotta hit another play. So I live bet Florida money line. Bad beat, by the way. That sucks. And I didn't even have to do it. If I would have just left it alone, I'd have been up 0.7 units. That's what happens when you can't do math. Fucking idiot. But that's all right. It's all right. New win streak starts today. T, how about you? How are you doing, and how did you do yesterday?
We got my boy Freddie in the chat. Freddie, good call yesterday, brother, on the Pistons plus 7.5. They won that game outright. That was a hell of a call right there.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, man, we're doing good today, honestly. Yesterday, I ended up going 2-3. Sabonis got foul trouble, so he missed. And then, hey, let's go, B Custom. Get that shit dialed in, my boy. What was I gonna say? But yeah, so Sabonis was in foul trouble yesterday, and then there was something else that happened that was bullshit. I can't really remember what it was, but oh yeah, the Cavs first half. The Cavs were up by like 5 points the entire first half. Then the final minute and a half, they just let it go, and I think they lost the first half outright. So yeah, that's how it goes sometimes, man. I should have done the full game instead, like you, and I would have won. So sometimes you get too sharp for yourself. But today we have a ton of games in the NBA, tons of games in college basketball. I took a play in college basketball. I got a lot of plays today in the NBA. Bro, how do you feel about today's slate, man? What game are you most excited to watch that you don't have money on?
Game that I'm most excited to watch that I don't have money on? Shit, dude, I don't know. That I don't have money on? Well, that's tough because I have money on, like, everything. I don't know. That I don't have money on, I don't have an answer to that question. But that I do have money on, or that I will, or no, that I do have money on. I'm going to be interested in watching the Minnesota game tonight. Golden State, Minnesota. Ant-Man, Steph, lots of threes. The over-under is a low total there, but I think there's going to be some points. What about you?
I like that answer. For me, it's probably either I would say Iowa State and Kansas. I don't have any money on that game, but I am interested to see how that one plays out. I think Iowa State's going to take Kansas to smack city, to be honest with you, but I don't know. I think that's probably the most interesting game that I didn't end up betting on today.
That's fair. Yeah, I got a max play on that game over on so bad.
Bro got a max play on it, baby. Yeah, that one or Houston and Denver. I do like Houston a good bit in that game, but I didn't end up taking it. I don't know, man. These teams off back-to-backs have been really sketchy so far this season. Like, I feel like, honestly, if you bet on the team on a back-to-back, you win more times than not. I mean, they kind of cooked Dallas last night, and what's-his-face took the game over. Jokic did. So, I mean, not Jokic, Jamal Murray. So, I don't know. I'm saying off that game that I do actually like Golden State. Or no, what am I saying? Golden State. What am I saying right now? But I do like Houston in that game quite a good bit. I think they're the better team. So, it should be interesting there.
I like Houston. They play good defense. Houston's fun to watch. Also, if you're in the mood to watch young stars, Memphis, San Antonio, not nationally televised, but it's going to be a good game. You got Ja, you got Wemby. I mean, that's going to be a fun game to watch if you have NBA full court or something like this.
Yeah, I actually do like that one too a lot. I almost took Memphis in that game, to be honest with you. I just can't figure out why the line's so low, but Memphis should destroy them. If you look at Ja Morant, he really struggles in matchups against big men who can take it to the rack, kind of like Jaren Jackson Jr. can do. So I actually think it's a really good spot for them to smoke them.
Yeah, I was almost on Memphis as well, and I said the same thing. I said, what the fuck? 2.5 points. This doesn't make any damn sense. So maybe Vegas knows something we don't, and I don't want to touch that. I don't want to be a part of that. So, hey, man, some of TP3's NBA greatness has leaped through and shone down on me. And we really like it, really need it. We got some NBA plays today. We got some college hoops plays today, folks. As always, make sure you're following us on all social medias. Especially, we want to put a big point of emphasis on Instagram. If you're not following TP3, it's at TP3Bets on Instagram. Go give them a follow. Same thing here at What Up Bro. With TikTok getting shut down or potentially getting shut down, we just want you guys to know you're not shit out of luck. That's where the plays are going to be. Just get over there. Get over there. The show goes on. The show goes on. The show must go on. And for YouTube, make sure you're following us, subscribe, and then turn on notifications so the bell goes off when we go live. That said, T, do you want to do NBA or college hoops first?
I mean, I guess got called the NBA GOAT, so I guess we got to talk about the NBA first on here. Let's start things out with a player prop here that's at plus money. First of all, I do actually really like Orlando to cover this game. They're just down a lot of bodies at this point in time in the front court, which kind of worries me just a tad bit with Batazzi sitting this game out. But ultimately, when I look at this matchup here, you got Banchero back. These teams played twice so far this season. Both games were pretty close. 6.5 points feels way too many. I don't really trust Milwaukee to cover in the regular season. I think Milwaukee might take it up a couple notches in the postseason with Dame time and Giannis together. But till that happens, I'm not exactly going to buy that heavily into Milwaukee just yet. So I think Orlando can cover the 6.5 in this game. But my play here, I'm going to go with, I think it's the sharp look in the game. We're going to go with Tristan da Silva over 5.5 rebounds at plus 117. You look at da Silva's last couple games, he's averaging almost 7 rebounds per game. And Milwaukee really crashes the boards hard, obviously. They play Portis, Giannis, Lopez. They like to play those guys together as well. So that's a pretty big lineup. And what I think they're going to do is they're going to crash the boards hard in this game. But Orlando is a good rebounding team, too. Without Batazzi in there, he's going to have to help him out on the boards. And I mean, even with Banchero and Batazzi in here, let's look at da Silva's numbers. Da Silva's been getting rebounds lately. Obviously, his line's been at 4.5. That's why it's 5.5 at plus money. But here, so he's consistently getting 6 rebounds. And then in the last 4 games, he played 1 minute versus Philly and left because he was sick and didn't feel well. He had 9, 6, 9, and 10. All those clear the number. I think he's going to get it. So I like Tristan da Silva to go over these 5.5 rebounds. I think he's really going to crash the boards here in this game.
Yeah. All the numbers say yes. And I think you're totally on the right side. 2 things. One, I bet on Tristan da Silva one time. He scored 0 points in the game. 0. Ran up and down the court and never scored. And you just said, and there was like some things that he needed to be investigated for that game because he didn't attempt a shot. 0 shots attempted. And they thought that maybe he was in bed with the books. And then you just said there was a game against Philly where he got onto the court for a minute and then left. This motherfucker, he's doing some nasty things, I think, here. Wow. I don't know. I like it, but fuck, man. That kind of makes you think. Interesting. I like it. The dude's a stat stuffer. He's an absolute baller. He's the guy from Colorado. Don't forget, guys, he balled out in the tournament. And I was really, really hoping the Cavs were going to take him because he's a scoring, slashing, shooting wing. But no, we took some fucking bum that is in the G League, I think, now.
Who'd y'all even take?
I don't fucking know. He's that bad.
I thought you were a college basketball guy. Come on, man.
Dude, it's like he's like the clone of Isaac Okoro. That's all I know. That's who we took.
I'm not sure who it was.
He's a long guy, 3 and D. Whoa, pause. He's a lengthy guy, 3 and D. Yikes. But yeah. All I can say is Tristan da Silva's good, and I really like the play. And at plus money, there's risk, but low risk and good reward. Did you put a full unit on it, or did you put no?
It's not worth a full unit. I'll never bet it.
Oh, so you did?
Yeah, unless I'm doing like a unit on or like 1.5 units on a spread and half a unit on a plus money line. That's the only way I'll ever go less than a unit on a play.
Got it. Okay. See, sharp stuff. Okay, so we are gonna go to I have one NBA play, and then we're gonna go back to TP3 for an NBA play. and then you might just get another one from me. Don't know yet. I was going to give you guys the over in the Hawks Bulls game. I'll tell you, I don't necessarily hate it at the number that it is now, but I love and respect you guys enough not to fuck you because I got it at 242.5, and I wake up from a nap and Trae Young is and he's not playing. He's not playing, and the number it's now 233.5. So yeah, we got fucked. But there's still going to be points scored. And who else to score them but Mr. Zach LaVine? Mr. Zach LaVine, guys, AI really, really likes LaVine today. Especially his points, okay? His points line was set at 27.5. That's what we got it at, minus 120. I do believe it's gone up. AI has him projected at 34.6 points, okay? So, some interesting stuff to think about here. In January, he's only had one game where he hasn't had 30. He's averaging 33.5 points in the month of January. He's fucking cooking. And he's a guy that can go for 40 at any time, especially if you go and tell me that Hunter and Trae Young are not playing for the Hawks. They don't have much of an option out there. They don't have much of anything out there. They're going to be launching a lot of threes, and it's going to look like an open gym. And if that favors anybody on the court that's still playing, it's Mr. Zach LaVine. So I have him at over 27.5 points, and I also have a sprinkle. T said it, I don't bet anything worth a unit unless it's worth putting a unit on. I agree, but he did use a caveat, plus money sprinkle. That's what we're doing here. This isn't like a money line sprinkle, but I think there's a possibility he gets 40. I think there's a possibility he gets a 40 burger tonight. So you can put 0.2 units on it and make a unit. You can put around a unit, depending on your unit size. Or you can put 0.4 units on it and make those units. And that's what we did there. So I think he scores 40. But over 27.5.
I like that a lot. I may or may not have something pretty similar to that over on SoBet. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Anyway, let's keep it rolling here in the NBA. I'm going to give out the grossest play I've ever given y'all, and we're going to take the Raptors plus 14 tonight against the Celtics. Nobody's got the balls to do it, but I got the balls to do it. It's not me trying to get cute here. Look, to be honest, y'all, I capped this game to take the over, and I was trying to see how the Celtics had been playing against bad teams, and the Raptors have been playing against top-tier teams lately, pace-wise, and I stumbled across something. These teams played about 3 weeks ago, and they lost by 54 points. 54 points. Then if you look at the Raptors are 2-16 in their last 18 games. The Raptors, the game after that happened, won by 13 points and scored 130 points. It's clear and obvious that that was a motivating spot for them. And I think the Raptors will come out here motivated to play in this game. The Raptors are 12-5-1 against the spread this season as a home underdog. The Raptors also this season are, I believe, 8-12 or something like that at home, and on the road they've won one game all season long. The Raptors clearly play a lot better at home, so I think this is going to be a tight game here. I think the Raptors will bring it to the Celtics. And I mean, what do the Celtics have to play for here? What do they care about covering the spread? They don't bet the spreads. And also, too, on top of the fact that they don't bet the spread, I mean, the Celtics have a huge game coming up versus the Magic on Friday on ESPN. So what do they care about this game in Toronto here? I think the Raptors give them all they want and more in this game. Celtics win by 5.
Hey, it's a sharp angle. It's going to be the whole game. You're going to be watching the ticker, the scoreboard, just saying, when's the run coming? When's the run coming? And it's not, because the Raptors are going to hold them down. And also, Jaylen Brown hasn't been playing well as of late on the road. And I saw the Raptors actually have like the best ATS number in the league at home, right?
Yeah, the Raptors were the best ATS team at home. I don't know if they still are. I think Orlando might be again. Let me check.
Okay.
Yeah, at one point they were. And I mean, also too, like if you look at these bad NBA teams, they're all doing relatively well in terms of the spread. Like Charlotte has and Brooklyn and Toronto are all positive ATS teams, and those are 3 of the worst ATS teams in the league. Like the bad ATS teams are the ones that were perceived to be good. Like New Orleans sucks and they're terrible. I mean, Washington's a special kind of bad. Like, I think Washington's really the only team you don't try to get cute with, to be honest with you. They're just fucking terrible, bro.
Yeah.
There's really no other way to put it. So as a home team, the top ATS teams goes Oklahoma City, Memphis, the Clippers, and then Toronto and Orlando are tied at 4th.
Okay.
2 of Toronto's losses were his favorites as well against the spread.
Interesting. So don't take him as favorites. But I like that. And it's interesting to think about because, like, there are certainly, especially in the MLB, there are teams where you can almost, like, pitching matchup dependent, you can almost fade them auto. You know what I'm saying? Marlins, White Sox of the world. It's almost, you know what I'm saying? In the NBA, it's not like that. And the lines are set very sharp, begging you to take the free favorites. Not so fast.
Yeah, it's almost like too in the MLB. I don't know if you remember or not, but like 2 years ago when the A's were trash, anytime the A's would be favored, I would just auto fade them. I'm just like, why are they favored? I'll take plus money to go against the worst team in the MLB. Same thing, the White Sox. The White Sox were favored in a couple of games. I was like, this team sucks. I'm just gonna shoot my shot here. Like, why are they favored? And it would usually hit. Anytime the worst teams in the league were like in under minus 130, I'd bet against them every single time blindly because why not? You know?
Exactly. You have proven to me only that you cannot get the job done. And now you want me to pay? You want me to pay more for you to prove to me again that you can't get the job done? No fucking way.
Yeah, it's just like if you're not going to tax me to fade one of the worst teams in the league, why are we not doing it? You know what I mean? It's the same thing with like I would say the same thing with Toronto. I mean, honestly, if Washington has a close spread, that's a little sketch. But like Toronto, if they're favored, like Brooklyn, if they're favored, you just got to go. I mean, even the Blazers, like the Blazers were -6 last night, and Brooklyn was up by like 20 points at the end of the first quarter. I saw that line and I was like, I mean, I get it. Like, the line probably is what it should be, but like, are we really backing the Blazers here as 6-point favorites? And they got killed.
Yeah, dude, I saw that line. I'm like, both these teams fucking suck. I'm off of this game. That was it.
Sometimes you just got to do that, man. Like, both these teams are trash. Why is one team favored so much more than the other?
Yeah, exactly. There's always value in games if you look. You just got to look. As we move on, the only other NBA play that I have would be in the Warriors-Milwaukee Warriors-Minnesota game. We have Anthony Edwards over 25 points, 25-plus points. He's actually played pretty well against the Warriors, with the exception of the last game. He had 19 points. He has gone on a bit of a run shooting-wise. He had a 50-burger. He's had a 40-piece in the month of January. This is a guy that's really streaky, but also a guy that at any point in time, if he's on, can make great things happen. Also, I saw some funky stat. His prime, when he's on national television, he's averaging almost 4 points per game more than just a standard game. So he's on national television tonight against Steph Curry. I think he wants to make a name for himself. I think he wants to go out there and ball. I like his PRA, but that's not the play. I like his PRA. That's not the play. The play is over 25 points, and then we ladder small. 0.2 units at 35-plus points, 0.3 units at 40-plus points. I think there's a possibility we see a 40-burger out of Ant-Man, and you're getting crazy value. 40 points today is plus 1,400 because the total is so low. The total in the game is only 213. I know, generally speaking, when you have a low total, you're not going to be wanting to bet high on the player props. But at the end of the day, Minnesota's scoring comes down to two people. It's Julius Randle and it's Anthony Edwards. Outside of that, they don't have an offensive scoring option. So we like it. We like it. T, you're the NBA guy. What do you have to say?
No, I like that look a lot, to be honest with you. I think it's a pretty solid look for sure. We called it out last game that Anthony Edwards had been underperforming and he was due for a big night. He scored 41. So I think it's definitely a good look. And also, too, I would throw out that last game they played against the Warriors because remember, that was the Warriors' first game after losing by 50 points, which I took the Warriors in that game and Curry over points when Curry didn't score. And so that was like a home run Golden State spot. So I think it's a pretty solid spot you got right there. Also, guys, y'all got to hit that follow button on Big Hit Mark, guys. If y'all need tennis plays, that's who you go to right there. If you got a tennis play, Big Hit Mark, drop it in the chat for us. I'll make sure to pin it up for you, my boy. But yeah,
he's a legend. Big Hit Mark is a freaking legend, man. He's supported me, and I appreciate the support. We're gonna support him back. He really rock and rolls in tennis, and the cool thing about tennis, they're playing over the lake, the big one, and sometimes they're smacking balls over the net at like 2 a.m. You got sweats all day, all night, 24/7. Mark, keep killing it, man.
Hell yeah, guys. Nobody's better in tennis than Big Hit Mark. Bro, college basketball time. You're the coach. Coach us up, coach.
Good. Get on the line. Suicides. No, just kidding. So there are some good games on the slate today. We could definitely talk about the Kansas-Iowa State game in terms of sides because I don't have a play on the side. I do have a play on the total over there on SoBet. But the play of the day, I'm going to go to I'm a Big Ten guy. I'm a Big Ten guy. Soul Fearcrest. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube. Appreciate you, brother. But I'm a Big Ten guy. I watch a lot of Big Ten basketball. I have Big Ten Network for free ski, so we're always tuning in. I'm telling you, there is a sneaky trick about Big Ten basketball. When you see spreads of more than 10, almost always, if it's a Big Ten matchup, you take the favorite of more than 10. It's very rare that these games end in large spreads, a lot of times Vegas is going to scare you off the number. I look at Michigan State and I look at Penn State. First of all, Penn State has not played well on the road. They have not played well on the road, and Michigan State has dominated at home. We're talking about absolutely dominated Big Ten opponents, multiple 15-plus point victories at home, and the last two head-to-head matchups between Michigan State and Penn State have been by at least 15 points when the Nittany Lions have traveled to Sparty. So I don't have the chart up for you guys to visually see, but I do have charts that I send out to every single one of my subscribers, and the chart really does illustrate something important in terms of offensive and defensive efficiency, rebounding, but most importantly, when it comes to the styles of play, Michigan State catches a lot of flack for not being able to shoot the three ball, and they don't try to shoot the three ball, and that actually plays right into their hands. Penn State tries to run people off the three-point line. They have great three-point defense. They literally try to force people to the basket. They're trying to run them off the three-point line. Michigan State's shot rate from inside the arc, inside the circle there, close twos and dunks, they're top 10 in the nation. So Penn State is literally playing right into Michigan State's hands. They dominate inside. They're offensively efficient. They rebound the ball well. I really, really like Michigan State here. Penn State at home is a different animal, and if you can catch them as favorites when it doesn't make sense, take them because they do have Ace Baldwin. He's a fucking baller, and he's really fun to watch. Super fun to watch. Michigan State all day today. They got 5 guys averaging more than 10 points. There's just too much talent there.
Sharp is all I got to say. No, that sounds like a pretty good play because I know a lot of people like Penn State a lot, and Penn State is catching double digits here. So you're probably right, brother. The line says it all. There's a reason why they're catching double digits in this game.
What do you got, T? What do you got?
I'm going back to my overs yesterday, man. I fucked up yesterday. I should have played the over in that UCF Arizona State game as well. They damn near scored 200 points, and the total was 147. Like they almost hit by halftime. So that's on me, guys. I told you all that was my strongest lean. I didn't play it. So today we're going back with my overs, and we're going with Cal and North Carolina to go over the total. North Carolina ranks outside of the top 310 in points allowed. Cal's ranked, I think, like 280 something in points allowed as well this season. Both teams play with a lot of pace, and both teams have solid offenses. North Carolina has a top 50 offense. Cal has an okay offense. This game's going to get up and down, see a ton of points here. Cal's really bad against three-pointers, three-point percentage. They're ranked like 336. So they're going to let North Carolina bomb them out from deep here in this game. I think North Carolina is going to blow them out. Their team total in this game is 170.5, but I'm still just going to go with the whole game over 160.5. I don't see how this I make this total 168. So that should tell you all enough right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Really, really like it. Yeah, both of these teams are inside the top 75 in adjusted tempo. And both teams are inside the top 120 in three-point rate. They launch threes. They play fast. You're going to get points. I love that play. And I don't know how I missed it.
Bro loves it. That's what we love to hear.
Sharp. No, yeah, I'm looking at the charts here. That's it's really good. That should cash. That should cash with ease. So we've given you out a pretty good deal of plays. I feel like I owe you guys one more. I can't give you the max because you know what? Fuck it. Well, I gave you the max play yesterday and it didn't cash. I think it's going to be a fun game to talk about. T, we brought it up at the beginning of the show. You said you were excited to talk about it, or excited rather to watch it. Kansas versus Iowa State. Who do you got? What's your lean here? What do you got for me?
Yeah, I honestly don't think Kansas is that good. I mean, they started the season ranked number 1, and they clearly are not the number 1 team as they're not ranked there anymore, and they've taken some L's. I mean, Iowa State has a ruckus crowd. Iowa State has been known for their defense and being really solid inside, but Iowa State actually has an offense this year, which they haven't had in the past. I think Iowa State is borderline. I mean, them versus Houston is going to be insane, bro. And they were able to beat Houston last year. A lot of people out as the best team in the country. I still think Houston's the best team in the country, but I think Iowa State is on par with them and Auburn. I think they're a top 4 team that's in college basketball. So I'd take Iowa State here minus 5.5. I think you're overthinking it, and I think that everyone did a favor by betting this game down from 6.5 to 5.5.
Yeah. If I got to say, if I had to lean aside, if I could still get 6.5, probably Kansas. The more and more the line moves, it does show you something. I'm going to give you the max play, guys, to try to make up for yesterday. This is because the max play didn't hit. This is a 2.2 unit play. My biggest play, my highest graded play on the board. It's the under. It's under 144. Okay? I know you look at Iowa State's recent performances and they're putting up like 85 points on everybody. 80 points, 83, 82, 78, whatever. And I get that. Okay? But it's against teams that don't play any defense. It's against teams that are allowing them to get up and down the court, and teams that try to speed them up because, quite frankly, Iowa State doesn't want to play at a fast pace either. But here's the deal. I have a lot of data that makes me like this play and super confident that it hits. First and foremost, both of these teams are in the top 15 in adjusted defensive efficiency and the top 26 in turnovers prevented. So they're not committing turnovers. They're both in the top 50 in effective field goal percentage defense and top 50 in 2-point percentage defense. They're both outside the top 270 in 3-point rate. So they do not shoot threes. Outside the top 100 in tempo. And they're both inside the top 60 in opponent free throw rate. Meaning they don't foul. They don't commit fouls. They play good defense. Other teams are not getting free points at the free throw line. Sharp money's on the under, but here's the biggest part for me. Since December 14th, Kansas has not allowed more than 62 points. They're playing much better defense. There's a clear shift in their style of play, and I think that's being initialized by their coach because he realizes he doesn't have the guns that he had last year. He does have Dickinson. He does have Harris, and if they slow it down and play within the sets, that's their strength. The last 10 Kansas games have gone under. 8 of the last 10 have gone under 144. The under has hit in 7 of the last 10 head-to-head matchups between Kansas and Iowa State. And in those 7, 5 of those have gone under 133.5. So well under the 144. I don't think either team gets to 70. I think under 144 is a sweat free. I think we're in the 60s. We're talking like a 65, 63 game, 65, 62, something like that. Close, low 60s.
Hey, well, hopefully close low 60s doesn't lead to a ton of fouling and free throws at the end. So,
yeah. Don't you speak that evil into existence, Ricky Bobby.
great movie. Yeah, no, I think hopefully I didn't speak that evil into existence. But yeah, I like that play a lot. I think it should definitely be a defensive game for sure. It's a big time conference game. Any other games you want to talk about on here today, bro?
No. But just quickly, as you've perused through the NFL slate and schedule, is there anything that's caught your eye?
I might take every single favorite, except I don't know what I'm doing the Bills-Ravens game, but the other games, I think I'm going to lay the big number with all the favorites.
Yeah, I'm telling you right here, right now, Lions minus the points against the Commanders is a max play. That's going to be a max play. Jaden Daniels should have thrown 4 interceptions.
That's actually the one I'm the least sure about, but I do agree with you at the same time. I do think Detroit smacks them. I just think that they can backdoor the way that he plays, but yes, I do agree with you. I actually like Kansas City the most of all of them.
Oh, dude, yeah. Kansas City, Houston, that's a max play too. Yeah, Houston's trash. We already know what's going to happen.
Trash.
Yeah.
For sure. Guys, just to get a quick recap, my free plays for y'all with Tristan Da Silva over 5.5 rebounds should be plus 117, and the Raptors plus 14. And then I also took the over in North Carolina and California at 160.5. Bro, you want to recap your free plays real quick?
Yeah. So NBA, we got Zach LaVine over 27.5, sprinkle on 40 plus. Ant-Man 25 points or more, sprinkle on 35 and 40. Michigan State minus 11.5, and then Kansas versus Iowa State under 144.
We love it. Also, we got Cavs and OKC rematch tomorrow, so we got a lot to talk about. But anyway, guys, as always, we appreciate everyone who stopped by. Bro, anything else you want to tell the people?
Nope. Keep it safe, keep it clean, keep it easy. Let's keep cashing. New win streak starts today. T, what are we going to do today?
We're going to cash. Yes, big hit, Mark. Eagles are going to give the Rams a smackdown. Let's get this fucking money, guys, and we'll talk.